Well, we've got a pretty interesting rumor report for Spider-Man 4 and the casting for that mysterious female lead, and it seems to line right up with the possibilities of the Black Cat appearing. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about this rumor, because it is a rumor, where it comes from, and which actress might actually finally get to bring Felicia Hardy, aka the Black Cat, to life inside the MCU. Now, as many of you know, Spider-Man 4 is finally setting sail. We do know Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings director Destin Daniel Cretton is set to helm the film, Tom Holland is back in the suit, and beyond that, they're both carrying a giant bag of unconfirmed rumors and reports that we really have no firm answers to yet. We've heard a lot of interesting details about this movie, and the possibilities seem pretty infinite. There seems at this point to be two paths we're heading down. Either a grounded film in New York City or another multiverse romp, and at this point we still don't have any exact details. Now, one thing we have heard over and over again is that the film will introduce a new female lead. And I think given the end of the last Spider-Man movie, that makes a lot of sense. And that's where we lead into today's report. Now, it comes from a source called Du Mois, and you can check them out over on Twitter. Now, they occasionally have scoops. They're not really what I would consider a scooper. So to be clear, this isn't from Kevin Feige, Tom Rothman, Marvel, or Sony, so we're going to take it with a grain of salt. But they have had occasional scoops in the past that were absolutely spot on. Now, what they are reporting is Glass Onion and Outer Banks star Madelyn Cline is up for a role in Spider-Man 4. Now, beyond that, the report does not give us a lot more to go on, and they have not said she will play Felicia Hardy. But if you are familiar with the actress, well, she definitely has the right look for the part. Now, to be fair, Felicity Jones did play Hardy in The Amazing Spider-Man, but she never suited up as the alter ego. Many people don't realize it, but Anne Hathaway, who did play Catwoman in The Dark Knight Rises, was also set to play the character in Sam Raimi's fourth movie before the plug was pulled. So there have been long-term plans to bring the Black Cat to life, they have just never manifested. Now, as far as Cline goes, she's probably best known for her role as Sarah Cameron on the Netflix teen drama Outer Banks, but she also played the character Whiskey in Rian Johnson's Glass Onion film. If you are familiar with her, at least visually, she would make a great Black Cat. She definitely has the persona, and really is almost the perfect age to bring the character to life. Now, this does beg the question, though, about what happens with Zendaya's MJ should we have a new female lead, and I do believe she will serve as somewhat of a rival. Now, obviously, Zendaya's character doesn't remember Peter, and I'm sure that's going to play into the storyline on a large scale. And if you're familiar with the comics, well, the Black Cat has served as a similar, wouldn't say foil, but temptation to Peter Parker throughout the history of the comics, and she is a pretty cool character, kind of riding the line between hero and villain, and I think that sort of anti-hero, bad guy that we like sort of aspect has connected very well for Marvel Studios with other characters such as Loki and Agatha, and I'm very hopeful that is what they do with the Black Cat. Now, we have a long time to wait for Spider-Man. The film is not set to drop until July 24th, 2026, and we are hearing it will be in front of cameras early next year. I suspect by the time they start filming, many of these casting reports will be a little more clarified, and if they do pick up Cline for the part, I'm sure we'll get confirmation of the casting, but it might be a little while before Marvel finally confirms who she's playing. I know I'm not the only one who's super excited about Spider-Man 4. Hopefully we get more details soon and we know exactly what's going on. The film is being described as an Avengers-level event, and there are many people that seem to believe that Spider-Man 4 will see Peter Parker join forces with potentially several other variants, as well as maybe even Venom to take on Null. But at this point, that has not been confirmed, and we don't want to jump the gun on anything. So, what do you guys think? How do you feel about Madelyn Cline potentially taking up the role of the Black Cat in Spider-Man 4? And ultimately, how much of a romantic rivalry do you think introducing this character will create for Tom Holland's Peter Parker? Sounds like a hot mess to me. Now, before you take off, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, ring that bell for all the updates, and make sure you get every notification because we do daily Marvel and DC content and we don't want you to miss any news.